board on this. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Elizabeth Porter, and I am the founder of Bon Voyage World Languages Academy, and I'm also the owner of Language with the Five Senses Education. You got both your shots, Jeanne. Oh, that's so, did you get sick from them? I don't know, like I got the Moderna one. It was just, whoa. But I'm glad I got it because now I can leave, right? Anyway, so I am also the founder and the owner of Language with the Five Senses Education. In 2019, the two became partners. And so 1 second, Oscar. My dog is getting into like crazy amount of stuff while we're in here, because I'm not usually in my office right now. Like I haven't been in my office in forever because my son has not been here. So she got Moderna also. Yeah. I had like fever almost 103. It was just crazy. Okay. So let's get going here. So I'm going to talk today about our student programs, and we've got some brand new partnerships that I'm really excited about. I actually go out and seek these partnerships with these organizations around the world. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. Oscar, he's chewing on little Matchbox cars. Can you believe that? He's like, it's like he's like a toddler. What did I do with my oh no, there we are. Okay. All right. So we, as of last year, we just had our program in France, which was Cavilam. And I've been working with them for about 16 years. Like even before I started Bon Voyage and stuff, I was taking students over to Cavilam. And that was like an integral part when I was starting the program. But Cavilam is only for students who are in grades 6 through 12. So like 11 years old to 18 years old. They do have adult programs and they do have teacher programs, educator programs. But our programs run 6th to 12th grade, and then we can do the educator programs as well there. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. And then we've got Hola Spanish Immersion now, which is our program in Spain. And that's near Madrid, actually near Toledo, which is it's a small town called Illescas. So it's about 30 minutes from Madrid, about 10 minutes from Toledo. And so I'm actually I was scheduled to go visit our program in Spain, but then COVID happened. So I'm actually going in December. And then we have our new program in Senegal, a new partnership with Baobab Consulting. And this is a woman, she runs it. Her name is Liz. And she is amazing. And she specializes in, the African diaspora and African studies, and she does a lot of work in Senegal. And so one of our new teachers is actually also works for Baobab and is going to help us with the trip to Senegal. So I'm really excited about that. And then we have another partnership that just came on called GEO. And I'm going to talk about that one a little bit too. So I would like to, this is one of my favorite quotes: travel is the only thing you buy that makes you richer. And if you can see my shirt, I don't know if you can see it. It says, you can't buy happiness. Okay, explain travel then. That's my shirt today. Travel really is happiness for me. It's a passion of mine. I don't make a profit off of any of this. Like, this is because I want to offer opportunities to students and families and people as part of their education, to integrate travel as part of your education and development. And my kids, we world school. My younger son is in regular school. Well, he's in virtual school this year because they haven't gone back to regular school yet. But My younger son's in virtual school this year and will be in regular school again. And then my older son is homeschooled. And so we do a lot of travel. My older son goes a lot of different places with me. And so it's really been great because my older son is autistic. And I believe that it's helped him with a lot of the skills that are in that executive functioning. It really does build your brain when you travel. So why choose us? So these three adorable girls here are three girls who went to Kavilam in 2019. And that girl in the middle there, she actually lives in Belgium now. And so it helped her adapt to moving to Belgium. So we are small and personalized and student-centered. So it's just me, folks, just me. I do all this because I love it and because I want to, and because I feel that it is extremely important for me to have these programs available for students, for educators, for families, for homeschoolers, for whoever wants to integrate travel as part of their own education system. And so I do this, I go out, I seek out things. I'm not a big company. I don't do the on the bus, off the bus type of travel. It's very immersive in nature. And so it's really getting in with the people, interacting with the people, learning about the culture, learning about, learning some of the language. And it's very important to me that we make those global connections because it really does change your brain. It really, really does. And it grows your brain. And I could go into the science of it, which I will do at another time because that's quite a long talk, but it's very fascinating actually how the science plays into it there. So it's a full language and culture program. For most of our programs, it is full language and full culture. That's for our student programs. Our new Globetrotter programs are a little bit different, and I will explain those to you in a few minutes when we get there. But we do very immersive experiences, whether it's full language and culture or just full culture immersion. Opportunities to connect with both native speakers and people from around the world. So again, our students are not just going to study France and Spain and Senegal with American students, with kids from the United States. They're going to be there with kids from all over the world. So they're using French or Spanish to interact with students from all over the world and make friends with people from all over the world. And it's really a beautiful thing. It really is. I mean, my son has got friends from places that he has never heard of before. And they get on and play, you know, Super Smash Brothers or Minecraft on the Nintendo Switch together, and they're on WhatsApp texting each other, and they keep in touch. So it's really a beautiful thing. And they end up making a lot of friends that they have for life, actually. It's designed for the specific group. So our groups that are going, I mean, we have a general program of what we do, but each activity is designed to meet the needs of the group. We go to small towns, but we're not far away from big cities, and we do visit the big cities. The reason why is because I liken it to, you know, New York is not exactly how all of America lives, right? But like from abroad, New York is like the city that people see, at least from Europe. But it's like, I don't live like a New Yorker, right? So it's the same thing. Like, the rest of France does not live like Parisians. And I know because I've lived in both Provence and Paris, and they're very different lifestyles. And, you know, not all Spanish people live in Madrid. So we visit the large cities because, of course, you have to go to Paris and see the Eiffel Tower. Of course, you have to go to Madrid and visit the Prado or the Reina Sofia or something like that. But you get to know what life is like in a small town. Students, this is the biggest thing, is that our student programs are open to grades 6 through 12, and students can earn up to 4 high school world language credits. And we have 2-week programs and 4-week programs in Spain and France. And we have, my dog's chewing on cars, Matchbox cars still. And then we've got, our program in Senegal is 10 days. So depending on the length of the program that you choose, you can get up to 4 high school credits, which is great because it takes, it helps with those credit requirements, especially if you are a student if you're in Washington State. I don't know where everybody is, but in Washington State, we have these graduation requirements that are just crazy. And the students are having a really hard time getting their credits in. So this can really help with that. All right, so here's some pictures. This is from France. These are our 2000, oops, hold on, I'm sorry. I just skipped ahead and I've got a question. If the student is in middle school, do the credits count towards high school? Yes, absolutely. All of our classes, they get a high school credit certificate. And like, for example, my son's in 6th grade and he's already got like 8 foreign language credits or something for high school. So he's like way beyond what he needs. So yes, yep. Great question. All right, so these are some pictures. So the girls got very, very close. As you can see, they called each other the sisters, and they're all different ages. So this girl right here, she was, at the time, she was just turned 13. She's 15, and these two are 18 in these pictures. That's my son right there making that funny face. This picture is really funny. This is our last night in France party that we have every year. It is this little place is called Le Refuge des Fondus. I've been taking groups there for years. And the reason why they're drinking out of baby bottles, it's a fondue restaurant. The reason why they're drinking out of baby bottles is because there's a tax on every glass of wine that's served in France or served in Paris. And so they serve all of their drinks in baby bottles because A, it's funny, and B, it gets them around paying the tax. So you can get anything you want in the baby bottle. You can get, I had somebody who ordered milk in the baby bottle one time just to be funny. But yeah, it's super fun. Very, very, very fun. The kids love it. And it's just about as big as you can see it there. Oh, my thing keeps jumping around here. Oh, they changed the format on these Google Slides. Come on. All right. So this is our program in France, Live the Adventure of Global Citizenship in France. So we've got round trip airfare is included. So in our programs, almost everything is included. So round trip airfare, ground transportation, which is train, metro, airport transfers, everything that is transportation once you're in the country. Accommodations. So our students stay in host families. Activities and excursions, meals, all of their pre-travel global citizenship education course and country studies. So they take a class that I teach. Where do you fly out of? We are in DC. So you will fly out of wherever you are. So if you are in DC, then we will fly you out of DC. So usually we have a couple of different groups. And so we will either have you meet, the group meet at a certain, at a common place. So, or we will have all of the groups fly with chaperones over and meet us in Paris or wherever we go. So, or wherever you're scheduled to go. So we make arrangements for you to fly, and all of our students are accompanied. We don't have our students fly by themselves. That's also a great question. Thanks for answering, or thanks for asking. They take a course that I teach. It's an asynchronous course. That means that it is they do an independent study, and then we have monthly travel meetings to prepare, but it's a course in global citizenship education that is another credit. So it's part of the 4 credits that they can get. And they get a country study along with it, just preparing them to be good ambassadors, to have open minds, to kind of explore their own cultural identities. We do all of that before, in the year before we leave. They get high school credits for students in grades 6 through 12. And then students who are registered through Bon Voyage this year will get a $500 discount on our global citizenship immersion programs in France or Spain. Unfortunately, the Globetrotter programs we can't do that for, but these classes, these global citizenship in France, Spain, or Senegal, one of those 3, you get $500 discount when you are a Bon Voyage student. Okay, so here are some sample things that we do in France and Spain. So there's French language classes, obviously. So they go to French language classes, ropes courses, kayaking, swimming, a day trip to Lyon, cooking workshops, food tastings, art classes, an international fair, Friday night pizza party or discotheque, depending on how old they are. The middle schoolers are going to have the pizza party. The older kids, like 17 and 18-year-olds, have the discotheque. Cinema, you said kids don't fly alone. We'd be flying out of Milwaukee or Chicago. Yeah, so we would, wherever you are flying from, we will provide you with a chaperone. Yep, great question. So museum visits, cinema, we go 3 days in Paris. We have day trips to Madrid, paddle boarding, flamenco dancing lessons, surfing. That's in Spain. That one's a lot of fun. So there's a lot of stuff to do. In Spain, they also make a radio show, which is really cool. And they go and work with little Spanish kids and teach them English. It's really fun. Okay, so the next one that we've got here is Senegal. Senegal, I am on a kick right now to decolonize our curriculum at Bon Voyage and Language with the 5 Senses. And so I want to offer opportunities for students to travel in places that are not Europe. So Senegal is like my dream. Like I dream of Senegal. This is like one place that if I never went there, I would not be happy. Let's just put it that way. So I'm actually going in October. We have a new partnership with a new school in Senegal. It's a Montessori school, and it's a preschool through 12th grade Montessori school. And then we've got our partnership with Baobab Consulting. So it is 10 days. It is over spring break. Now the spring break is what the spring break is for the majority, and it will go over spring break a little bit because it's 10 days. So if you are a teacher or you have students who are in school, those kids are probably going to miss a few days of school. But we've got it so that it's like goes over a couple of weekends, so it's minimal. It's French immersion and immersion in Senegalese culture. And like I said, it's spring break 2022. Our dates are currently March 29th to April 9th. That may change by a day or so on either end, depending on airfare. Senegal, for those of you who do not know, is in Africa. It is the westernmost point of Africa. It has a lot of history. It is where the slaves were sent were kept and then put into the ships to come over to North America. It is the oldest French colony. It gained its independence in 1960. It is the model country for peace in the world. Actually, they have 2 religious populations living in absolute peace there. And so a lot of people ask me, is Senegal safe? My answer is a resounding yes. Senegal is absolutely safe. It is actually one of the safest countries to visit in the world, and it's amazing. So this one includes round trip airfare, accommodations, all tours, all cultural excursions, all activities, French classes. There also are some Wolof classes. Wolof is the ethnic language that they speak. A majority of the people in Dakar speak, and a majority in the country. And then meals and ground transport. And of course, they also get the global citizenship education class, a country study of Senegal, and the preparations for Senegal. There is a direct flight that goes from New York to Dakar. And it is, I think, 7.5 hours. So it's not too shabby if you're going from the East Coast. Now, if you're coming from the West Coast, like I am, it's a little bit longer, but that's okay. So I'm going over in October. I'm taking my kids, and we are going to have a fabulous time. I dream of Africa. Like, this is like the dream trip for me. And our teachers will be going on this same trip. So the students will be well supervised by our chaperones, and then the teachers will be doing a different program at the same time. All right, so this is our sample itinerary for Senegal: African Renaissance Monument, the visit to Gorée Island and the slavery house. So that is where the slaves were kept. And I think the last I heard, it was something like 20 million slaves were transported from Gorée Island to North America. So that's a very heavy history, but it's a very necessary history, in my opinion. But what's interesting is that people live on Gorée, and it's a very vibrant and colorful place. I've seen pictures of it, and I can't wait to see the real thing. A day trip to Le Lac Rose, which is this beautiful pink lake. It's like the minerals in the lake make it turn pink. Beach days, because you're right on the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, Dakar is basically a peninsula that juts out into the Atlantic Ocean, and it's on 3 sides the Atlantic Ocean. It's so that and they have beautiful beaches. We're going to visit our sister school in Dakar, Wolof lessons, camel rides, deep sea fishing. Fishing is a huge industry in Dakar, so deep sea fishing is a great opportunity for students, and they fish in these like very colorful boats, canoe type boats. I'm really excited for that. Visit to Saint-Louis, which is the colonial capital of Senegal. It still has a lot of the colonial buildings, and it's actually a UNESCO heritage city, I believe now. Overnight in the Lampoule Desert in Mauritanian tents. So that's where you get to ride the camels, and you get to do some djembe dancing and djembe drumming and African dancing lessons and all of that fun stuff. African storytelling course, the Réserve de Bandia safari. So you get to go see some really cool, giraffes, elephants, African animals, birds that live there. Dakar markets and shopping, visit to Ngor Island, djembe drumming, fabric dyeing, African dancing. I mentioned all of these. This is an extremely rich experience, and there is no other place. I mean, there's lots of places where you'll get a really rich experience, but this is a super rich experience that's so unique, and there's no other place offering anything like it. All right, so Senegal that's Senegal. And then next we have our GEO trips. Okay, so GEO is our newest partnership. And I'm really excited because this is an opportunity for us to bring back our Globetrotter programs, because our Globetrotter programs, we had them and then COVID hit. And so we couldn't do them. So now we've got them back. And I specifically asked for destinations that were not Europe, with the exception of Iceland, because I wanted to decolonize our program a little bit. And offer opportunities to interact with people that were very different than what we normally experience. So while European cultures are extremely diverse, I can tell you that because I lived in one for a very long time. It's very different than here. I wanted to offer opportunities for our participants and our families to do these types of programs. So we have two types of Globetrotter programs. We have the student Globetrotter programs, and then we have the family Globetrotter programs. The student Globetrotter programs, you can send your student. They are for grades 6 through 12, just like our other programs. They are shorter than the other programs. They are not language immersion. So this is cultural immersion and country study. And they get 1 high school elective credit, not world language. They can opt to choose to add on a language through Bon Voyage World Languages Academy, but that's an extra fee on top of these programs. The other thing is that teachers who want to go on the GEO programs, the Globetrotter programs, get all of the teacher benefits. So they get all of the professional development, all of the country studies, all of the lesson plans, all of the videos, everything that goes along with this. I am going on Costa Rica in July. So I am going on just the Costa Rica. So this Costa Rica is for 2022, but I'm going on a 2021 Costa Rica, and I'm so excited about it. I just started my Spanish lessons again, and I'm practicing my Spanish a whole lot. And so for GEO, we have Morocco, Egypt, Thailand, Vietnam, Costa Rica, Japan, Israel and Palestine, and Iceland. These are, again, the Globetrotter programs are family friendly, open to ages 7 and older. They include round trip airfare, ground transportation, accommodations, activity excursions, most meals, some meals. It depends on the destination. Pre-travel global citizenship education course, country study with a country study. So again, that's asynchronous, monthly pre-travel meetings via Zoom. And then the prices vary depending on the destination. And I'll show you how to check that out. I really, really wanted to do Israel and Palestine this year. But I chose Costa Rica instead because I'm going on the teacher specific Costa Rica program. And so I couldn't take my kids on that one. And so I was going to be gone in Israel and Palestine for like 3 weeks, and I would never be able to swing that, leaving my kids home, especially my younger son or my older son who loves to go everywhere. So anyway, I'm really excited about those programs. Again, those are student versus Globetrotters. So the student program, your students can go if they're in grades 6 through 12, and we provide all of the supervision, all of the, chaperoning, everything. And then the family programs are open to anyone who wants to go, and teachers, if you want to go on the Globetrotter program, you can, and get all the benefits from that. Okay, so if this sounds great to you, we have our student travel programs. The QR code, if you scan this QR code, I'm going to show you our website. So here's the website. I just added the new stuff here. Our student travel programs, you click here and you can register for any of our student travel programs. And then we've got here are our student Globetrotter programs. So as you can see, there's a lot of different options. Egypt is one I really want to do as well. Oh my goodness. I want to do them all. I don't know if I'm going to be able to this year, but I really want to. For teachers to go free, 6 students in Geo or France, Spain, or Senegal. Yes, that is correct. So that's a great question. So if you are a teacher, if you are a group leader, if you are a homeschool co-op leader, if you are with a group of any kind, if you have a group of 6 or more students who want to go on any of our programs, you travel for free on any of our programs, any of our teacher programs. Or if you have a group that wants to travel together, it's a group of 10 or more, and you have a spot on that program. So any of these programs, and then if for Senegal, if you have 6 students sign up for Senegal, then, or 5 students sign up for Senegal, then you get a free spot, and that's from Baobab. So 6 students in any of our programs, you go on any of our programs for free. 5 students in Senegal, you go to 5 students in Senegal, you get to go to Senegal for free. What is the deadline for signing up for summer 2022? The deadline for that is going to be December 1st. December 1st is the ticket. And then Senegal is, since that's spring break 2022, that's going to be October. So October and December, those are your ticket. Those are the days that are the deadlines. Great question. Okay, so the next one that I've got for you is our Globetrotter program. So Globetrotter programs are here. And we've got Egypt, Morocco, Israel, Costa Rica, Iceland, Japan, Vietnam, Thailand. What I like about the Costa Rica trip is that there is, okay, that's my son. What I like about the Costa Rica trip is that it is, there's a lot of science involved. So if you have a kid who is a science-minded kid, that's a great one, because there's a lot of like hiking in the rainforest and going up in the cloud forest and looking at the different animals and the flora and the fauna and, you know, visiting the volcano and all of that. So that one's really fun. And there's also some really cool stuff. If you are a person who wants to do, you know, like a visit of, you know, Christianity or Islam or Judaism, or all three, Israel and Palestine is going to be for you. If you like to see Northern Lights and things like that, Iceland is going to be for you. So there's a lot of different options that we have thanks to Geo. And I'm really excited to be partnering with Geo because I think that they have a really solid educational program, and I will be able to verify that after I go in July to Costa Rica. All right, everybody. So that is our presentation today. Does anyone have any other questions for me? One of the reasons we chose Bon Voyage was that inspired by your TED Talk. Our daughter has LDs and we were discouraged from doing French because of dyslexia, but your talk said otherwise. She's doing quite well in her class. Oh, I'm so glad. How are special needs kids accommodated, understood abroad and with the chaperones? Do they get to know their host families beforehand? Those are excellent questions. And I have a special needs child myself, so I completely understand this question. First of all, yes, they do get to know their host families ahead of time. I actually go over every spring before the students travel and help place the students. So I sit with my counterpart at Ola and at Kavilam and in Senegal, and we place the students in the host families based on what the students say. So the students, they have an assignment and it's called Our Cultural Selves. And so they complete that assignment. And the last part of that assignment is writing a letter to their host family. They can also dictate a letter to the host family, or somebody can help them write it, but it's putting down all the information that they want their host family to know, and that is important for the host family to know, but not only the host family, but for us to know so that we can place them in the best host family. I have a couple of host families that are very, very good with autistic kids, and I always place my son in those families. And I have other families who have different experiences with kids with special needs. So they are, it is well known, the accommodations are made before we leave. The second thing is that our chaperones go through a lot of training beforehand. So sometimes our chaperones are our own teachers. And sometimes our chaperones are language education college students. I get a lot of language education college students. They are amazing. They have to be 21 or over to do the program, and they get internship credit for it when they come and travel with us. And so we go over every student, we discuss every student, we talk about the accommodations for every student, and we make sure that every student has what they need to be successful. We are very student centered, and that's why I keep the groups very small. Like, I don't travel with more than 12. That's how many we allow, 12 students. I think the 1 year I allowed 15, but I don't usually go above 12. So I hope that helps answer your question, Sarah. That's a great question. All right, so Jean asked, are host families volunteers or do they get paid? They are volunteers. So they do get a little bit of a stipend for paying, like, for extra food and stuff in France, but for the most part, they are very much doing this because they want to do it. We have a lot of families who are, for example, empty nesters, and they want to have, they host lots of students all throughout the year, and they love it because they get to know different cultures, they get to bring different cultures in their home. We have a lot of families who have small children who want to expose their kids to different cultures and different languages, and so they are definitely doing it because they want to do it. No, they are absolutely not just doing it for the money. And in fact, these host families are screened extensively to make sure that they are in it for the right reasons. So yeah. How much time is spent with the host families? So the time spent with the host families really depends on how old the student is and the program. So our junior program in France is they spend more time with the host family than the older kids do, but typically they're there for breakfast and dinner. The host families take them on an excursion, like on one of the weekend days, and they are there like in the evenings to spend time with, but they're at the program during the day typically, and then they spend time with their host families like in the evenings and on the weekends. So yeah, and they're excellent host families. Like, there's one family that I place Daniel with every single year, and they're just amazing. It's just amazing what the way that they really reach out and make the kids feel part of their family. So we've gotten it wrong a couple of times, but if we get it wrong, we move them immediately. And usually it's just kind of a personality clash. And it's only been twice that we've gotten it wrong, and we rectified the situation within less than 24 hours, and it was a good experience. So yeah, great questions. Any other questions? No? All righty. Well, oh, thank you. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My email address is there on the website. It's Elizabeth Porter at bvwla.com, or you can do lw5s at bvwla.com. I'm happy to answer your questions. I'm really excited for our 2022 programs. I really think that with everybody getting vaccinated and things starting to open, it's going to be great, and people are going to be so ready, right, to to be traveling again in 2022. These are some really exciting partnerships that that have been established, and I think that you will find that our program is extremely unique. And then there's nothing else like it out there. So I'm really proud of what I've been building here, and thank you very much for attending, and feel free to share this video around, share the information. Like I said, if you are a homeschool co-op person, or you've got a group, or you have a couple of families that want to travel together, we can definitely do something specifically for your group. And the information on how to do that's on the website. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And a great weekend. Au revoir, merci.